Umpqua Bank is in the press again. They've been very active, for the last few years, and pretty much since the current CEO joined the organization, so quite a while ago, in the mid-90s. They've been focused on providing excellent customer support, so to be very focused on the customer and to try to provide a different banking experience. It shows in their branches, so the branch network, they spend quite a lot of time and money, and they were very thoughtful in terms of coming up with very innovative branches. And you can check the pictures online, many people have covered that in the past. And of course on the digital aspect of things as well, they're doing their best to engage with people smartly. I'd like to talk about one initiative which got some press coverage recently, and basically it's the fact that the CEO of the bank, is accessible, allegedly, from a branch of any branch of the bank. So basically, you go to the branch, you want to talk to the CEO, you've got some kind of line, silver line, you can apparently pick up the phone and then ask to talk to the CEO. It's interesting, and again, I salute and I respect the CEO of Umpqua Bank tremendously for that. I think it's great. It's fantastic to be more approachable and to connect with your customers. Having said that, is being able to pick up the phone and have access to the CEO, is it the best thing to do? It's good from a PR point of view. And I'm convinced, Umpqua Bank is totally dedicated and focused. I'm just trying to imagine how that would work in real life, basically. CEOs are very busy, as we all know it, right? It's quite complicated or almost impossible for them to have like a micro vision of what's happening, They're in meetings all the time, they're thinking strategy, they've got a lot on their plate, So I'm curious to see how that works in practice. So I love the idea, but again, does that work? And is it the best way to interact with your customers? I ask you that as a CEO, and tell the CEO be visible. The reason I say that is that a long time ago I wrote an article called a list of invisible banking, of banking, insurance and investment CEOs on Twitter. So he's not the only one, it's not just Umpqua Bank. You see several other CEOs who made the commitment to be more approachable, with the like of Peter Acedo, President and CEO of ING Direct in Canada. You've got Michael Jordan, with double A, Jordan, not like the famous basketball player. Michael is the CEO of FNB, so one of the leading banks in South Africa. You've got, for instance, Jean-Philippe, the CEO, Managing Director of one of the regional banks of Crédit Agricole, the largest bank in France. And again, all those people are fantastic. They're approachable, they tweet usually, they blog, tweet and blog, so you can reach out to them, and most of the time they respond themselves. It's quite different from a city CEO who's got a Facebook page, not written by himself. But at the same time, do you really expect CEOs of huge organizations to have enough time to connect with people? So basically, back to my point, this Umpqua initiative is fantastic. It reminds me of, remember Wesabe, one of the first PFM service with Mint at the time, the late Wesabe now. Its CEO, so Jason Knight, used to do that. He used to say, I can be reached, but it was just between specific hours, right? But that was the idea, right? We're talking startup, small startup, and here we're talking large financial institution, So what's transparency in banking? Should the CEO be so approachable? Does that make a difference? Is it the best use of his time? For instance, I interviewed Mark Mullen, the CEO of First Direct, back in September last year, and Mark had a different perspective on that. He's still very approachable. If you write a letter, eventually it would reach him and then he would respond. But personally, he believes that a CEO's job is to do his job perfectly well and not necessarily be in the limelight or under the spotlight. So different views of how a CEO should be more visible and engaged, and is it the real definition of transparency? So I'd love you to join the conversation, to share your thoughts. Again, great initiative. I'd love to experience that myself, to see how it works, and please tell me if you expect every single CEO of a financial institution to be approachable and to leverage social media versus to be able to be reached at the branch. That was Christophe Langlois on Visible Banking in London, UK.